You a cigar smoker? Great news for you. TheHumidor.com. You got to go to this website. They are a big supporter of the Shoot to Grill podcast. Free shipping on every order, every day. Cigar bundles, samplers, and boxes. Guaranteed freshness. Huge selection of cigars, handpicked by certified tobacconists. That's an awesome word. Great prices, the best in the business. TheHumidor.com. And a big thanks for sponsoring the Shoot to Grill podcast.
Shoot to grill, aim to chill. Too many cold ones, I need an Advil, yeah. Shoot to grill, I can't kill. So don't bring me nothing that's got chlorophyll, yeah.
Welcome to season 2 of Shoot to Grill, the podcast that mixes grilling and entertainment because that just sounds cool. My name is Jason Bailey. Each and every episode, we will have a special celebrity guest like that guy, comedian Ian Bagg, and to his left, my main man who's going to make sure the food that we eat, Sheed from PhillipsBarbecueCo.com. How are you, Ian?
I am fantastic.
All right.
And the most important person on this show is
Sheed,
young
yeah.
man.
I'm happy that everyone's in agreement with that. I just didn't want to be the guy to say it.
We're just a couple hangers on.
Well, trust me, like the way that Sheed cooks, and we're doing it here as we shoot from Atlantic Grill Company in beautiful Roswell, Georgia. Once again, we're going with the Kamado Joe. Sheed, tell us what you're going to be cooking up for this episode.
So today we've got some Tomahawk pork chops that I'm really excited about.
You're not
really,
a
really
vegetarian,
excited.
are you?
Please, you're not.
You invite me
do
to
eat
a barbecue show.
Well, you
Are you
haven't
vegetarian?
seen season 1.
Did you guys have a vegetarian? Two
Right.
vegetarians.
And they're both rock stars.
No way.
Yeah, they're
so
all-
we're having baked potatoes again.
And what do we have? We had black bean
We
burgers.
had black bean burgers, and then with Rich we had the tuna steak.
Yeah, the tuna steaks. Yeah.
But Rich was a good
So
fun.
he's not full on vegetarian, but the other one was.
Randy ran from the band Autograph.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
They were really
Full
good
on-
black beans.
No way.
Yeah, he was. I texted
Does he
him.
live here?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's where I get all my guests. I either fly them in from Canada, or or I go to the Rolodex, which is thinning out.
Oh,
quickly.
you're our first import.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess
our
I'm-
first import.
This is why you need a wall right here, America.
Just letting anyone
Guys like
through.
me show up and start eating your food.
So we got the Tomahawk pork chops. Terry Smith, AtlantaSteakAndSeafood.com. Anywhere you're at in the world, he'll deliver them to you. But especially here in Atlanta, he's got like this truck with a freezer on the back.
Is it? I used to have a neighbor that had just like a pickup truck with a freezer in it.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Those guys, this is like
It's kind of like the ice
with
cream.
a lock on it.
Yeah, a rusty
Yeah.
lock. He's the ice cream man for meat.
for men.
Yeah, for men.
I wonder what his jingle would be.
Don't.
It's like, baby, I gotta go. You got any change? The meat man's here.
It's some sort of country music coming out of the bag.
So
You
you got the Tomahawk pork chops. You're going to cook them on the KJ. Now start out because we do want to focus on making sure that you're cooking them correctly. I mean, there's a learning curve for a lot of people
There is.
that are going from maybe a propane to the KJ or even the pellet. So the temperature and all that stuff.
So I've got the KJ fired up. You guys should know by now. I ramp it up high, then I throttle down low. I've got it going at about 350,
Speaking of
375.
throttling,
Yeah,
It sounds like a truck.
The neighbors are going by in his Nissan 1972.
What you guys didn't see is that was just a Prius.
That was that's a Georgia Prius.
Got a Flowmaster
Prius
kit on
balls.
it, hanging on the bottom.
I can't remember where I was once. This seems like the kind of town a guy would buy a Tesla and then pull out the electric and then put a motor into it. One of those places. Oh, yeah,
Pulls up to a Whole Foods and checks under the hood.
yeah.
There you go. Just for show. Just for show.
So you got it. Again, the temperature is what?
We're going at 350.
350.
We're going to rub it, let it while it's sitting, because this isn't going to be a long cook. While it's sitting, I'm actually going to prep everything for the sauce. Going to make a nice orange glaze to go with it, some garlic, a little bit of lemon zest. It's going to be a real good treat here.
Delicious.
I love
They don't
your
have this
style.
stuff on Canada.
How old are you? You don't seem old enough to be barbecuing like that.
Actually, I'm 56 years old.
What?
Black doesn't crack.
You can say that. We can't.
No.
But
What, that it doesn't crack?
Apparently, you've also been in a coma for 10 years.
I moisturize daily.
In what?
You're like Denzel Washington Button.
That's funny.
No,
Are you serious? You're 56?
No.
Okay.
That'd be
believe him,
amazing.
too.
Oh,
I've
my
been
God.
working with him. I didn't know how old he was.
I hope I look anywhere near this.
You look 14.
I'm fine. I'm way older than I do look, and
How
I
old
even
are you?
tried to
Can
do
I
the
ask?
facial hair.
Yeah, how old?
Like 35.
35?
Yeah.
Well, you look
I still
older
thought
than
you were in your
35.
20s.
Oh, well, thank you.
You don't look 35. You look 53.
Oh, well, thank you.
You
I'll
look
take it.
53. You look dyslexic. 53.
You look old.
Okay, it's also important to let everybody know that the grills, are you all the way at the top, or you got multi-level in the KJ?
So I'm on the main level at the top at the KJ, but I keep one side open for sears, which means I don't have the clay plates in there. I don't have any deflection going on one side, so that's my searing side.
And you can do that with the normal grill, or you can get the cast iron like you'd sear a steak. yeah?
Exactly. And you know I've got Mike Trusted cast iron, comes with me every episode. Thing's amazing. If you don't have one, get you a cast iron. Everything tastes good in a cast iron.
Okay, and are you going to use any of your rubs or the rubs that they have here at the
I'm using
grill company?
my Slab Father rub. You know, I'm a Mafia fan, so
Slab Father?
yes, you like that, don't you?
Which one is it?
It is
This one.
that guy right
Yeah,
there.
it's the Slab Father.
You gotta love that graphic.
How long did it take you to come up with each rub?
The process was like a year of trial and error, getting it right. Because nothing, believe it or not, all of those rubs don't have anything more than 5 ingredients in them.
That's
Really?
Yeah.
That's ninja. That's ninja advertising right there.
right.
He didn't pay to be on the show. Everybody
Is that
else
your
did.
Uber?
That's the
All right. Well, Sheed, I want to talk to Ian for a little bit. You go ahead, do your thing.
Will
As
do.
always, we expect nothing but the best.
Promise you.
All right, Sheed is going to go back to the
Thanks for
KJ.
being you.
You can check him out on the grill cam throughout the show. You'll see what he's doing back there, and the finished product, Ian, is absolutely amazing.
I can't wait.
Yeah. See, this is pretty cool. We eat food and we kind of bullshit a little bit.
I like you said, what kind of meat do you want? I said, surprise me.
Yeah, I
You
know.
guys definitely surprised me. I'm
Well,
like,
it's
yeah.
funny because some people, I'll text them that have been on the first season, and I was like, what do you want? Like Randy ran from Autograph, and he's like, I'm a vegetarian. Told me the day before. And in my head, I'm thinking, if you're watching this or you're listening to this, you're like, what kind of shitty-ass grill podcast puts a vegetarian on?
I bet you guys came up with something absolutely amazing.
It was black bean burgers. It was delicious.
I was watching some vegetarian thing this morning, and they were doing bacon with rice. They were making bacon out of rice paper. And I was just like, it actually looked like bacon. I was trying to figure it out. Sometimes I think vegetarians just get tricked. They say it's made out of rice paper, but they just put actual pieces of bacon.
They
in
don't
it.
want to
Yeah.
be vegetarians.
Yeah.
They just train their brain
Oh, it's crazy.
to be it. So, for those that don't know Ian, let me first explain. Ian Bagg
What the hell? How do you not know me? That's
is
the question.
an absolutely amazing comic, one of the funniest stand-up comedians you could ever go and see perform live.
thanks, man.
Travels all over the world. You've had Netflix specials?
Amazon Prime. I've got 2 specials out there. One on Showtime. Comedy Central, of course. I think everybody does that. I think that's what the first thing everybody starts out on. And late night shows and just traveling around, being an idiot.
Movies, big roles in movies.
I got one movie about a monkey that I quite enjoy.
Yeah, but
Everything else is crap.
I've seen Ian. I've seen you perform a million times, and it's literally one of the funniest stand-up
Oh,
routines.
thanks, man.
And that's why I wanted you on the show. The import from Canada, big hockey fan.
Huge.
And I
you
don't-
guys should still have a team.
I don't understand hockey at all. I mean, I get it. It's a sport. I'm a sports guy, but I can't follow it.
Too fast?
I don't know. It's like didn't they put the like I've been to games before, right? And it's cool because
Live, there's nothing better live.
like,
But-
you're on the glass.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you're in that lower bowl, it's crazy. But if you watch it on TV, you really gotta love hockey. Like I was watching a game last night, and we had a moth on our TV, and I had to get up and move it because I kept thinking it was the puck. So I was like, it's too small. The puck's too small for TV.
Do they still do the follow the puck thing where they have
Oh,
a
the
little-
Fox, the glowing puck? No.
Yeah.
But starting next year, they're they're going to start. The players are going to start wearing things so you can follow them on real time and start gambling on certain things.
Really?
It's going to be insane. Like you can gamble on how many times the guy touches the puck, how many shots he gets. Like it's going to be insane.
Oh, that's that real time stats
Yeah.
they do for the NFL. And
Yeah.
those players, like he ran from the 30 to the 50, and if you see the real time tracker we've implanted in his brain,
Yeah.
he was there in less than 3.8 seconds.
Yeah, we've implanted that because he doesn't need it because he's got concussion so bad. He's got a spot for it.
Once he got to the 50, his mother was actually called from the chip. So, what have you been up to lately, man? Outside, just continue to grind.
Just grinding it out. I'm gonna show you. I just did a sizzle for HGTV, so I'm gonna show you that when we get out of here.
Okay, so you hold on, stop right there. The HGTV. This is something else that Ian does. Ian has his own podcast. Ian Bagg just bought a house.
Yep.
And it's awesome.
Oh, thanks, man.
I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Because I make so many mistakes. Is that what you're like?
Because I can relate.
Okay. Yeah. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I just find it. I had no idea before I owned a house.
Is this what the HGTV show is going to be?
Well, it's a little bit like it, but it's a little bit different. It's about me buying a house and then helping my friends.
Okay.
So I'm going to different people's houses and helping.
That's
them.
awesome.
So, yeah. So hopefully it'll be with fans, and I'll be able to come out here and help you with some project and stuff like that. So it's just fun. But I've just become addicted to like house repair and house fix it up, and my favorite thing is getting estimates and working backwards.
Right.
I love doing that stuff, and I love doing the work myself. But I feel like owning a house was such a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
But now that I'm there, it's like, no, it's just fun. You
So this
just
is your
enjoy
first
it.
house you've ever owned?
This is the first house I've ever owned.
Okay, and
So-
how old were you when you bought the house?
At 40.
Okay, at 40.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So. Yeah.
That's
And
look.
my dad was just like, oh God, I've seen you use tools before. This is going to be embarrassing.
So I didn't have a dad, and I try to
Oh.
figure stuff out on my own. I still, at 44 years of age, trying to figure stuff out. Let me tell you, my first place that I ever bought, I was 22 years old.
Oh.
It was a condo. It looked like Melrose Place.
Nice.
You know, it was like a rented.
Girls running around fighting.
Yeah, somebody would die once a season. It was like a redone hotel motel type of place. It was really cool. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was in Winter Park, Florida. It was 810 square foot, and it was 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
2-bedroom and 810 square feet.
Yeah. The walls in the living room, and this is in the 90s, so it had that kind of Friends look where it was bright yellow, but you would take a washcloth and put white paint and do that. And so I tried to do some renovations on my own. I was on vacation for a week for my job, and I took off all of the cabinet doors, and I went outside and I sanded them by hand. And it didn't do anything, you know, because you can't do that.
Yeah.
You need to either buy new ones or use a sander. And then I tried to do the same. I took blue on a washcloth, tried to be artsy. It was the worst
You hippie.
home renovation ever at 22 years
I'm
of
guessing
age.
it didn't help your sales price at the end.
No, I sold it for like pennies on the dollar just to make. I made like $5,000 on it, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I just made $5,000."
You're a mogul at that point.
I know.
I actually just had the cabinets in our places redone, and I can't believe how well it turned out. Like I didn't do it.
Why didn't you do
it?
it?
Because I was like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
There's just no way I'm ever going to get it to look like that. And I'm like, this guy made it look like they're right from the factory.
So what was
And
the
it was
first
impressive.
biggest issue you ever had buying your house
The first issue I ran into.
that you tried to fix? You tried to do it. Because I find this fascinating. It's like when you start grilling and you screw up the meat, especially if you're transitioning from, let's say, that grill to this type of grill, and you just screw it up. It's a learning process. This is a
door.
continuous learning project. Garage door.
Garage door.
You didn't try to,
I tried.
because you'll take your finger off.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I was just trying to get it to, and thank God I didn't get it finished, and my father-in-law
Wow.
finished it for me. Yeah.
Well, what was wrong with it?
It was somebody had run into it.
How does that happen?
So the way they ran into it, it was on the side. It was bent in on the side, and I'm like, how do you hit it on the corner? Like what? I guess somebody backed out without opening up the door. I don't know. Like as I'm looking, I'm like, I should probably check the wall because it seems like they may have hit the wall as
Right.
well, but they didn't. It was just weird. So, and then the motor was spinning too. So that was the first thing I tried and failed miserably. And I got all my fingers. I'm lucky on it.
Yeah. Those springs,
strongest springs ever.
You should pay any amount of money for somebody to do that.
There's certain things that you just pay for.
Yes, that's one of them.
And there's certain things that you can try, but don't be afraid to give up.
Right.
Like I think that's the thing. Like just like barbecuing, we become really. I'm too good to not finish this.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. A
You know
little
what I mean?
egotistical.
And even though we have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same guy. It's the same guy that gets angry in traffic because somebody cut them off by mistake.
Yeah.
Everybody's cutting everybody off mistake. We've all made mistakes trying to do our house. We've all made mistakes barbecuing.
What was
Just
the
move
biggest thing that you screwed up?
on.
That you couldn't do yourself. You tried to fix in your house, and you're like, I'm going to give it the old college try, but you just kept screwing it up.
It took me 3 times. I did the front walkway, and I thought I had done it.
Like pavers?
Like pavers and gravel.
Okay.
So this isn't huge, but I tried to get it level, and it wasn't level the first time. And I dug so deep that I made the first stair too large.
Too large.
It was like a 2-foot step, and I didn't realize that I had dug so deep. So I did it, and that it went down, like the walkway went down. I'm like,
did you use a damper or a roller?
I didn't. I was like, I'll just try. I was like, I can do this, and I know it's not like construction, but it took me 3 times. So the second time I did it, it flooded. The first time it rained, it flooded. So the whole thing was just a river.
Yeah.
So I had to do it again. So it took me three different deliveries from the gravel guy to finally get it up, and now it's even.
You know that's like pretty difficult, right? You understand that?
It is difficult.
Oh yeah, the paver thing. It's tough. I've done it numerous times and probably not done the best job I possibly could do. It's tough. It's like to get it.
Thanks, man.
To get it like level, and then there's stuff to buy to do it right with that gray gravelly stuff that makes it stick, and then the sand, and then you need a damper or a roller, and then you need a level, and then you need dude, I tried it like 5 different times, screwed it up every time. I feel your pain.
You know what bothers me about doing, the biggest thing that bothers me about doing anything? It just makes what's not done so much brighter.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God, we got to paint this place. It shouldn't be pink, gray, and brick. We got to get this done. And then you have to do the finances for that. And you're like, oh, we got to wait 6 months. Now I got to look at this. Oh my God.
Even painting though, think about it. Like, okay, so I've got a company that I use here in Atlanta, and anybody can paint, but these guys, when they come in, they're in and out, they're clean, they sand the wall.
No, it's a completely different level. But it's a different level of the cleanliness and getting things done. Have you run into any bad contractors yet?
Oh yeah, we did a huge reno on our house, which was, we've renoed our reno, we like to say, and we were doing our kitchen and a couple other things. And we hired this guy that it was horrible. I mean, just every possible thing you can imagine. At the end of it, I had to say to him, I said, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars, and I'm going to tell you why. And you have 2 choices. You can either say thank you and be on your way, or you can fight me and lose. And I said, so the choice is yours. I was like, and the only reason.
You mean like fight, like actual fight?
No, like go to court. But I was like, the only reason I'm doing this is because I think deep down inside you're a good person and you didn't do this maliciously. I want to make sure that your people get paid, but I'm not paying you any more than what I told you I would pay you.
I think a lot of guys, when it comes to that, they're just overwhelmed with delegating or being the boss. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's exactly.
Or they don't know what they're doing. They're trying to like you're their guinea pig.
Right. And they're going above their level.
Yeah.
So, but the guy that I had, it's funny, it looks like this. So I had to do the front porch, but I knew I was going to do it. But I got a call from this guy that I said I had hired to do a couple other things. He goes, hey, your front porch is going to collapse. I'm like, what? He goes, it's raw. The beams are rotted out, and and it's sinking. And I like, that's funny because I did notice like that, like the tops of it were kind of sinking. Right. Like so I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, how much is that going to cost me? So he sends me a quote for $10,000. I'm like, what?
In your head, you're thinking 2, 3.
Yeah, well, I was at like 2,500. I'm like, to replace a couple beams. I'm like, how long? A day and a half.
Yeah.
So he goes,
hey, give us 30 seconds so we can thank some good people for making this happen. Live rebelliously, drink responsibly with Bedlam Vodka. I tell you, they are the best at what they do. I am in love with Bedlam Vodka. Goes down smooth, has consistency. Demand your Bedlam Vodka, and we appreciate Bedlam Vodka for sponsoring the Shoot to Grill podcast. BedlamVodka.com. See, that wasn't bad. Now back to the Shoot to Grill podcast.
I go, well, I'm going to have to push it off till spring. He goes, it's going to collapse. It can't make it through the winter. I'm like, well, I'm going to risk it because
you're going to die.
I'm going to risk it, A, because I have insurance, and B, because I don't feel like doing it. So we get out there, and I bring my contractor buddy, and he looks at it. These are facade.
Yeah.
So there's no beams inside. He's told me there's beams. It's not going to collapse because it's connected to it. You know, I can leave it empty if I want.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you son of a. You just tried to
hornswoggling.
but not even for $10,000. He didn't even, like, he could have got me for $3,000. You know what I mean?
You know who does that? The mold people. You know. They'll come in and people freak out because you see mold, you automatically think black
you're gonna
mold.
die.
You're gonna die,
yeah.
And everybody around you is gonna die. The whole world might die.
Yeah, we gotta get the neighbors.
We
out.
have to save the day. I had to call Joe the mold guy. So Joe the mold guy comes in, and I've had this happen before. He'll come in. We're gonna have to cut that out. Probably gonna have to replace this side of the house. There's a good chance you're gonna need chemotherapy.
Right? Yeah.
We're looking at about $25,000, but you know what? I can put you on a payment plan. I'm like, then you go and you get a can of Kills and it's gone because it's not black mold.
It's insane with the black mold. My sister had the best.
Well, black mold matters. That's the thing.
Well, it does matter, but Jesus.
Come on, Sheed. You thought that was funny. I can tell those things, right?
Surprised he didn't stab you with. Surprised he didn't stab you with the prong. Come over with the tongs and just grab you by the nose and drag you out. Don't find that funny at all.
He's my out.
As a 75-year-old man, I don't find that funny at all. I've lived through things. My sister.
That's what I would name my company. Black Mold Matters.
What? I seen a T-shirt in the air. I just look in the air. I'm like, because I traveled this morning. There was a guy wearing a Raiders shirt and it said Black Pride on it.
Yeah,
and it was a
black
white
and
guy,
silver pride.
But I didn't see the silver part. All I seen was a white guy wearing a Black Pride shirt. I'm like, oh, you're gonna look weird at the meetings, bro.
That's gonna get uncomfortable walking around.
Yeah. I don't care how much they say it's a party. It's you got to be funny. A Black Panther to be at a Black Panther party.
So are you with this HGTV show, which I think is great. This is awesome because I love to see friends of mine that get more success.
We got to get on the air first. They've just kind of
So
started.
You pitched it, right?
I pitched it, and they're interested. They made us reshoot it twice, and now they're like, now we're in the next.
What is it
spot.
they liked, and what did they not like?
They like me dealing with it all. They like me. They like seeing Johnny Idiot. You know.
Do you have a relationship there? Or?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so good. You got it in, so they know your personality and
Yeah.
you're funny and all that good stuff. I think it's great. So have you pitched it to anywhere else other than HGTV?
You know what? I just pitched it to another company. I say a Canadian company. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. Is what
I think that's cool. I love that stuff. Like Vanilla Ice has got one. If Vanilla Ice can have one, you can have one.
Absolutely. And apparently Rob Dietrich's about to do one for MTV.
Yes.
So did you know the DIY channel is becoming the Chip and Luana Gaines channel?
Yes, those two. They're studs.
I was just like, they get their own channel already? Haven't they only been around for 2 years? Oprah had to do it for like at least 20 years before she got her own channel to ruin.
You know what really pisses somebody off is when they have an idea for a television show. They pitch it, to production companies and whatnot, and they turn it down, and then the next thing you know, you find out it's
being done.
So there's a show called Man Cave Makeover. I don't know if it's still on. I think like one of the guys from The Sopranos or somebody.
I've seen it. Bert Kreischer's been on it.
Okay.
Yeah. You pitched that?
Yeah. I mean, it was
fun.
And it was actually, my idea was better than how they do it. And I can't compete with that. I'm just a stupid radio guy.
Yeah,
in
you're
Atlanta.
just that's the funny part. You're just like, okay, I just yeah.
Go get them,
Yeah,
guys. I
yeah,
hope you make
okay.
a lot of money and are successful.
I sold an idea this year. We wrote a script and we sold it. It's for a sitcom, and we've gotten to a certain point, and now they're like, okay, you don't have enough heat, so we have to find somebody else to put in this that's got more heat than you. So now they're out pitching it to somebody to get like. I'm like, well, they're like, who do you want to be in it? I'm like, who do you want to play your wife? So I was picking like all sorts.
They didn't want you to star. Is that what they're saying?
No, they want me to star, but they need the female has to, because the title of it is my wife's name.
Okay.
So they can put a bigger star in it, and it's about me being a stand-up, but they can have a bigger star.
Why don't you call it Cher
That's funny.
or Madonna?
Madonna. Call it Divorce.
Meghan Markle.
Meghan
Do something
Markle.
like that.
That's funny.
So how many miles in a year do you think you log traveling around doing your stand-up comedy?
I did 135,000 on United last year, and that isn't my only airline, but that's the one I pay attention to.
So what do you spend your miles on?
My wife uses them all.
Okay.
She is going to Napa.
Nice.
She's going to the French Laundry, and she is using all my miles to do. Her and her friend are going for 4 days, and I just watched 75,000 miles of air miles go disappear, and then 40,000 of hotel disappear. So I'm just like, oh, I thought you were gonna pay for that. Well, you got the miles. You don't use them. So I'm like, all right, might as well use them.
It's almost like you worked so hard for an entire
Yeah.
year traveling the country, busting your ass in all these clubs. Some nights
I thought I
than
might
others.
go with her somewhere.
Yeah,
She's taking her buddy. First of all, she's my manager's ex-wife owns a vineyard called Scarecrow,
Okay.
which is who's the big director? Coppola. So it's Coppola and
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's right beside, or it's right. They have the same land, and it's this crazy wine. So they've set them up on all these. They get to go all of these high-end places.
You need to go there and be like, Francis, I've got this idea for a television show. Do you know any big-name female actresses that
How about we just have Francis shoot it, and then they'll be like, we'll be over budget. We can't have Francis do it. We can't afford that.
So you see all of your Sky miles go to waste, and you're just grinding.
I just,
out there.
But I think that's nice. You gotta let your wife have a good time.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah,
You know what I
why
mean?
not?
You gotta.
Oh, absolutely.
You marry somebody because you love them.
Yeah.
You marry somebody because you want them to have a good life. So the guys that don't spend, I'm just like, yeah, we'll make it back, whatever. I'll fly another 120 next year, and we'll get that. So yeah.
And if I were to ask your wife, why did you marry Ian? Well, he comes with
For the
100,000
miles.
Sky miles.
For the miles, yeah. For the miles.
What are some of your favorite cities to do stand-up in?
Well, of course, Atlanta.
Yeah.
I love Chicago. I love Las Vegas is really fun. Sydney, Australia.
What do you do in Las Vegas at the hotels?
I was doing the Hard Rock, but we're actually looking right now for a small room for me to do once a month.
Wow.
So we're looking for like a just off the strip kind of 125 to 200 people room that I can just build up there.
Put together a show and get some residency and pull like a carrot
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
That's
what I want to do. It'd be nice not, we talk about the miles, but it would be nice not to have to travel, because I consider Las Vegas a home gig, because I live in Long Beach and I can get on a plane for 35 minutes and fly there and back to my house like right now. So I consider that a home gig. So if I had 12 weeks a month where it's a home gig, 12 weeks a month, 12 weeks a year.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit of a bad person at math. Hence why somebody else had to do my garage door, because I couldn't count to 4 panels.
Actually, his wife took 350,000 Sky miles. He just counted
Probably.
125.
I've kind of just given up on how many miles I have.
That would be great to have a mini residency
Yeah.
in Vegas. I think that's kind of the trend. I mean, you see artists, musicians do that more and more, is that because people want to get away. So if they're in Vegas, and they have seen you when you do travel,
Yeah.
and they have kind of a friendly, familiar face,
yeah.
they'll go and see you at wherever you're at.
Well, I'm gonna go see Def Leppard while they're there. They're doing some sort of residency.
They are
I'm gonna
doing
go. I'm gonna go see them because you don't want I love Def Leppard, but they're getting up there. You don't want them traveling too much.
Right. That's probably why a lot of them do it, too.
One guy's missing an arm already. We don't need anybody falling down and taking off a toe.
Allen. Yeah, that's right. That's how, if I were Def Leppard status, inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't have to prove anything to anyone.
Right.
I've got money in my pocket. Set me up somewhere. There's enough people that come through Las Vegas.
Yeah, Dollywood.
I'm fine.
Right? Dollywood.
I'm fine. Absolutely.
Yeah, like she didn't travel for years. Yeah.
No.
It's funny. I watched the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Did you watch it?
I did. We just talked to Rick Allen a couple months ago.
No way.
Yeah, he tweets me back in messages.
This is a big time show.
Yeah,
This is a big time show.
I'm just telling you, Ian.
I'm used to guys with one microphone. It's all sharing it back in the conversation.
Well, in our defense, we did just upgrade and get a trash can too. So.
You just gotta get.
And a new set out front.
Yeah, we got
by the
a new
way.
set. We got some nice.
We got a
new
new
stuff.
sign thanks to Ryan at
You're getting in here on the
Graphix.net.
upswing. You're getting in on the upswing.
I'm on this wave. Toodaloo, princess.
Season 1, we had boxes, and that's about it.
That was all you got. Just
That's
sitting
it.
on boxes.
Yeah.
You didn't even have chairs.
So is Def Leppard like your go-to favorite rock band?
You know what? I heard them on Stern one morning,
Yeah,
and I was like, these guys still love what they do.
they do. Huh?
And they still have fun, and they don't take themselves too seriously. And I listen to some of their music. I'm like, yep, holds up.
And they don't hate each other.
No.
At least that we don't know that.
Yeah, well, I think they've been through a lot, and I think they've got that background where they get it. They've kind of won the lottery.
Yeah.
And they know it, and
Yeah.
they're like, let's just have fun. So,
Well, I told Rick Allen this one time when he was on the radio show. I said, I go, there's no other. If you break down the music of Def Leppard, there is a formula. The formula worked. No one else was doing that type of formula, and you were in a genre of music where you're not heavy metal,
right.
but you're not cheesy glam rock, which I like, by the way.
Oh, I love it all, yeah.
It was true pop rock. You know what I mean? It was catchy. You can remember the lyrics, and they always look like they were having fun.
They always look like they're having fun. I remember I was probably 8 years old when Pyromania came out.
Yeah.
And I used to have to go get firewood, and it was Walkman time,
Yeah.
right? So I'd wear my Walkman.
Big yellow one?
Yeah, yeah. And I think I had the knockoff. I think I had the not the Sony one. I think I had the Toshiba. You know what I mean? So I would wear it, and the batteries would die almost instantly on those things, which is funny because you hear about the Tesla now, like, you're driving a car on a battery. I couldn't even get my Walkman to work more than 3 songs. So, but the song "Fooling" I loved, but I only know it when the batteries are dying. So when you hear it in normal, I'm like, oh, that's way too fast.
You could drive a car
Yeah.
cross country on one battery, but I couldn't get to track 4.
Yeah, I couldn't get through "Fooling" at normal speed.
See, I was a Hysteria guy, so you got Pour Some Sugar on Me, Love Bites, and I mean so many hits.
You came in after the Arm.
I came in after the Arm, yeah. So I only knew.
Who's your biggest band from when you were growing up? Like when you were say 12 to 18.
My favorite?
Yeah.
Poison.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got hooked on Poison when I was in 6th grade, and me and the fellas were dancing around in my bedroom in our underwear.
Nice.
You want to hear that story?
It's very interesting. As long as a coach wasn't involved.
Well, there was a priest, the Boy Scout leader, and no, it was like there was dudes I went to middle school with, and for some reason, I don't know why they were in underwear. I know it sounds weird, but
It happens.
Yeah, and I walked.
Leave people alone. If you dance in your underwear, it's fine.
They were listening to Cry Tough, and look at the cat
that's
dragged
funny,
in.
yeah.
And so I got hooked on them, and I became a fan ever since. And then through the radio business, became kind of buddies with Bret Michaels, and I'd like every time I'm with them, I'm like, dude, only if my friends knew I'm hanging out.
Right.
Like I've been on stage, and
Just get down in your underwear and pretend you're 6 again.
one of the most embarrassing moments of my life, and unfortunately it's on YouTube. I'm on stage with Poison singing Nothing But a Good Time.
No way.
4th of July, House of Blues.
Hammered? Were you hammered?
Blitzed out of my mind.
What were you drinking?
No, vodka. Not Bedlam wasn't around at the time, but vodka and soda water.
If it had been, he would have been drinking it.
And I was 35 pounds overweight, wearing an Affliction
Right here.
shirt. And I was with one of my good friends, Bubba Ray Dudley, who's a professional wrestler. Brad from Three Doors Down was there that night. I know I'm name dropping a lot here, but
I love it, though. It's all musicians and wrestlers.
Sean, God, what the hell is his name? He's a guitarist. Anyway, that dude was there. No, Edwin McCain. Edwin McCain's there. And I think that's it. So they're not all with me. Just Bubba Ray was with me, or Bully Ray. And Brett was like, hey, come up at the end. It's 4th of July. We're going to have a big party on stage. I'm like, this is awesome. I wanted to relive the video. And in the video of Nothing But a Good Time by Poison, at the end when it anthems out, it's, nothing but, I wanted to live that moment. So I'm up on stage. I am this fat, pale white, drunk out of my mind, nobody, shouldn't even be on stage, surrounded by some bodies, and I'm center stage controlling the whole thing.
That's awesome.
It's on YouTube. I won't watch it. It's embarrassing.
Security must have been very confused.
Oh my
They
God.
must have been like, are we supposed to throw that girl off?
Yeah. Like Brett should be there, or Brad from Three Doors didn't know the lyrics. High as a kite. He's got his rock star thing down with his hat down, and he's doing one of these things. I go from the back of the stage, and I pull him up, and then, when it breaks it down, it's like me, Brett, and Brad, and Brad's dead miking it. So that's my poison.
Nothing but a time.
Yeah, but I'm such a poison.
Do you
fan.
like who I really love right now is Steel Panther.
Love Steel Panther.
Steel Panther is so good. One of the I
got engaged to Steel Panther.
No way. Which
with
one?
Bully Ray. Just the band was playing at the House of Blues.
Oh,
in
I thought
Vegas.
there was a certain song you were playing in the background.
No, that was
Community property.
That was
just playing in the background.
Hit it, guys!
That's awesome.
The lead singer. Do you know the story with the movie Rockstar?
He's in Rockstar?
He's in the booth before Mark Wahlberg comes in.
Is that him, really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I did not know that. And then also, who else is in that movie? Also, the singer for Slash's band is also in that movie.
Or Alter Bridge. Yeah, Miles Kennedy.
Yeah.
Miles. And you know who does the music for Rockstar? The lead singer of Steelheart.
Really?
And yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, look, I'm full of knowledge, Ian. I tell you.
It's an interesting movie. Did you see The Dirt?
I did. Loved it.
It was good.
Loved it.
I wanted a little bit more though.
How much more did you want?
Well, I just wanted
outside of people almost. Well, they did die.
They did die.
I mean, what else do you need?
Well, I just wanted a little bit more because there was I felt like they kind of compacted some things.
It could have been longer,
right?
Yeah.
They didn't need to compact it.
I think it should have been episodes.
I got to meet. So I'm going to name drop now.
That's fine.
So first
that's
of all,
that's cool, right? You get to hear stories, right?
So my buddy writes for Michael Bublé for his TV shows, and he was at around Valentine's Day. He was filming a show at Universal. And he said, "Come on down. I want you to meet Michael Bublé." And I'm like, okay. And then he sent me a picture of Michael Bublé in his basement, which has an arena. It has a hockey arena in his basement.
Wow, that's cool.
So I was just like, so he's like, come down, meet white trash Canadians, can talk each other. Because I wanted a hockey rink outside of my house, and then he put one in his basement. And I'm like, well, what, does Michael Bublé make more money than me? This is bullshit. So, but I come down there, and my buddy goes, "Oh, this is Bob Rock." I don't know if you know who Bob Rock.
I know of him. I don't know him. But
well, he's produced everybody.
Famous producer, yeah.
And he was
Metallica,
also
you name it.
Yeah, Motley Crue, just everybody. And I'm just like, "You're Bob Rock," and he's like, "Yes, I am."
So you knew it was him.
Oh, I knew. I was like, "You're Bob Rock," and he looks
cool.
exactly like he did when I was a kid. And I was just like, "You're Bob Rock," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Have you seen the Motley Crue movie yet?" And this hadn't been out yet. He goes, "I just went to a screening the other day," and he says it starts with a squirt scene.
Yeah, it starts with a bang.
I'm just like, okay, this is Bob Rock
Did
telling
you
me
expect that because you're a celebrity that you would have seen it before anybody else?
I guess
you know those types.
I didn't have the heart to tell him I wasn't.
Have you seen Avatar 5? I know it's
Yeah.
not coming out for 15 years, but I saw it last night.
We read the script with James Cameron together, all sitting around. How do you feel about it, Bob? Well, it was interesting. And then I got to watch Michael Bublé sing a song with 7 violinists and a piano with 50 people.
Well, on a hockey rink?
No, on a soundstage in Universal.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was just like, "Oh, this is a little more than I bargained for today." And as you said,
like when you woke up that morning, you're like,
yeah,
you know, what am I going to do today? I didn't see the Michael Bublé concert happening.
Yeah, I didn't know my private Michael Bublé concert was going to happen, and then I'd have a conversation with him afterwards. But it was just like when you said about your buddies jumping on the bed, and you're like, oh, sorry, excuse me, I don't know if we're supposed to say that word.
That's fine. Yeah.
But you go, you don't expect them, like if they could see me now, but at the same time, you're like, well, I would not think I would be in Hollywood,
Right.
on a soundstage with Michael Bublé when
That's
I was
cool.
when I was 15 years old in my little Indian village in northern Canada.
How many of these guys are fans of yours? I mean, there's a lot of guys that are fans of comedy. They're going to hit up a comedy club or fellow comedians.
I've had a couple people. The other day, we're going to name and drop again. Davis Payne, who's assistant coach for the Buffalo Sabres, came out to a show in Hermosa Beach, and he's like, I was talking to my buddy so-and-so, and he said, you got to see this comic. And he put on your tape, and he goes, I know that guy. I watched that guy. And like, you guys were talking about me?
Wow, that's
So
cool.
I was just like, this is interesting.
What about
I'm like,
when-
any chance of me being on the team? And he's like, no.
What about when you're on stage in a city, especially in Vegas or in LA maybe, and you look out in the crowd? Who have you seen and you'll be like, oh, my God, that's blah, blah, blah. Hey, give us 30 seconds so we can thank some good people for making this happen. A big thanks to Jarrett with Oxendine Law Firm, oxlawfirm.com. What does Jarrett do? Well, Jarrett will take care of any divorce that you might be thinking about having. He handles divorces in the state of Georgia and especially the greater Atlanta area. oxlawfirm.com. Thanks, Jarrett. See, that wasn't bad. Now back to the Shoot to Grill podcast.
You've never had
that?
No, I've never.
You've never looked out like when you're
And which is funny because I look at the crowd the whole time and talk to them.
Yeah.
But I've never recognized
in New
anybody.
York at like any of these big comedy places where, so like the Dave Chappelle's and
Like the Gothams and that. Yeah, well, when I was at Gotham, no. People come up and talk to me afterwards, and I don't realize that they were even in the crowd. Like I'm not one of those guys that recognizes people. Like I've had some conversations with people that turned out to be stars, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Really?
Like we were on a plane, and we were walking through the airport, and we were behind this guy, and I'm like, oh, that's a big man. And my wife all of a sudden got weird. Mm-hmm. She stops me. She goes, I gotta go do my hair. And I'm like, what? And then she comes out. She goes, that's Jason Momoa in front of us. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I go, do you want to get a picture with him? I'm not getting a picture with him. I haven't had my makeup done. Then he sat in the row in front of us on the other side. Like we were here, and he was on that side. And then there was a 40-year-old woman in front of us, and I was watching her because she was looking at him like she was going to eat him. It was so crazy. But I wouldn't have recognized him, until the last.
Are you a picture guy? Like
I'd take a picture with anybody, yeah.
No, not you
Like
as the
famous
celebrity,
people.
but
No, famous people. Like if
how do you do it?
If only if it's opportunity.
Right.
I don't like.
Gotta
Hey,
wait
can
for
we
your
get a
window.
picture? Yeah. Like I don't. When my friends do the old selfie with people, I'm like, nah. If there's something stupid going on, we get a picture. That's fun.
Right.
But
if let's say your wife wanted a picture with Jason Momoa, are you going?
I would have got that.
Would you approach him and say, "Hey, I'm Ian Bagg. I'm a celebrity. I'm a famous comedian. You should know me. Here's my wife. Can we get a picture?"
No. This is how I would do it.
What's your line?
I would do. Hey, just want to tell you, I'm a big fan of your work. My wife is a huge fan. Is there any chance we could get a photo with you?
Right.
And I know you probably don't want to be disturbed, but I know for a fact that 99% of, and you know this too, 99% of celebrities got in it to be recognized.
Yeah.
And they are very happy and very, accommodating because if people aren't recognizing you, you're done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If people are recognizing you still, no matter what you do, that's
I always get weird with taking pictures with guests that we have on the radio show or something. There was a couple years ago, they filmed The Walking Dead here in Atlanta, obviously. So a lot of these guys.
They do it here?
Yeah.
I thought it was in Florida. I always thought it was in Florida.
in Sonoy, which is just down south. But
they do it.
So one night, it was actually a Motley Crue concert, crazy enough, their last reunion or farewell tour. And I had my oldest with me, my son, and he's a big Norman Reedus fan, big Walking Dead. And I'm a big Walking Dead fan too. So the Greg Nicoteri or whatever, the director, Norman Reedus, and the guy that played Abe before he got killed off, they're walking probably about 30 yards in front of us. And there was a fan that ran up next to him, was like, hey, it's like, no Reese, blah, blah, like that. And it's like, and then the director, Nicoteri guy, whatever, he pushed him away. I didn't see any of this. My kid sees it all. I was on my phone, like acting like a millennial, not paying any attention. And so we're walking, and we're not bothering them at all. We're just going because we were going in the same way that they were going in. And this dude comes back, and I've never met him, but he walks directly up to me and my kid while I'm on the phone, and he goes, hey, I just want to let you know, no pictures, okay? So don't be filming or taking pictures.
Who the
Nicoteri guy. I didn't even know who he was. And so I looked up at him, and I said, who are you? And he goes, yeah, right. And I'm going, what are you talking about right now? So he walked. Then I realized he was with Norman Reed. I didn't know this until afterwards because I was on my phone.
That's funny that the director.
That's the 1%, though.
That is the 1%, and it's my buddy has a story where there's a hockey announcer. He's in a bar. My buddy's in a bar watching the TV. It's on this side. This hockey announcer's underneath him. And my buddy's watching a game, and this hockey announcer's underneath the TV, looking at my buddy, and my buddy's like, this guy's staring me down. and he goes, all of a sudden he just goes, it's weird when people stare at you but don't ask you for an autograph.
Oh, he was the opposite.
So,
yeah.
But my buddy's like, hey, bud, I'm just trying to watch the TV above you.
This is from an announcer?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, well, but that's when people come up and just, like, I would never walk up to somebody, you know who I am.
Right.
Like, never. That's
right.
That's out of control.
Well, a lot of these.
That's bad ego.
A lot of these people that's
not confidence. That's ego.
Right. That I've been fortunate to meet. They kind of have the same vibe. I mean, it takes a lot of balls to be like, you want a picture with me?
Yeah.
That takes a huge. I mean, you are. I get it if you're there for picture taking. Are you ready, Sheet?
Do you know who Sarah McLachlan is?
Yeah, of course.
So
Lilith Fair.
Yeah, Lilith.
The sad dog commercial.
Yeah, the sad dog commercial. My buddy is friends with her, and they're in Vegas, and some girl comes up. Will you take our picture? And she was talking about, did you take her and her friend wanted a picture taken in front of like the
But she wanted Sarah McLachlan to take the picture.
Yeah, but she didn't know it was Sarah McLachlan.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But that's awesome. That brings you back down to earth.
A little bit. There was
Nick, whatever director, he needs a couple of those.
Nicotino or whatever. Yeah. So there was a picture that went viral. It was taken years ago. I saw it a couple months ago, I guess. And somebody had taken a picture with Matthew Broderick. They wanted a picture of Matthew Broderick, or their kid did. They got a picture of Matthew Broderick. He was nice enough to, take a picture. It was like in New York, and then there was a guy on the side that wasn't in the picture, but I guess was with Matthew Broderick. And this picture was taken years ago, and for some reason it's just resurfaced. And somebody pointed out, like, dude, don't you realize who the guy that you didn't get in the picture was? It's Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, that's funny.
So Jerry Seinfeld and Matthew Broderick walking down the street.
Not you, buddy.
Excuse me. Can I get a picture with Ferris Bueller? I'm not a big fan of you, Jerry.
But let's be honest with. If you're walking down the street and you've seen Broderick, would you expect somebody else famous to be with him?
No.
So you're just going to concentrate on him.
Well, his best friend.
Sarah,
wearing the hockey jersey.
Sarah Jessica. Oh yeah, that guy. I thought Sarah Jessica Parker horse.
Adam Rook, right? It's Rook.
Oh yeah.
Rook, is it Adam Rook?
He was in Spin City too.
He was also in Speed.
He was the bitchy little guy.
He was the
Speed.
tourist. Yeah, he was also in Young Guns too. They gave him a name, Buckshot Bill or something.
Young Guns 2.
Yeah, just as good as Young Guns 1.
Right.
Yeah, very rarely can you get the sequel as good as the first one. So,
there's not many.
So Sheed's going to bring over the pork chops are done.
Yeah, bro.
Couple things here while Sheed's.
He probably needs a nap because he's in his 50s.
While Sheed's plating it up. IanBagg.com. IanBagg.com. Make sure you go to Ian's website. Keep up with Ian. Follow him on social media. Find out where he's going to be performing, possibly in a city near you. Oh, my. Oh, and you chopped it up.
Oh, yeah, season 2.
Oh, dude.
Season 2, we have knives. Oh, did you put onions on Ian's and not mine? Thank you.
I'm attentive, too.
Yeah. Oh, we got.
Are you allergic to onions?
I just hate them. I despise them. So this is an orange glaze on this. You're going to have to run through again
Thanks,
what
bud.
you did, Sheed. Thank you, my friend. Wow, this looks amazing and so moist and delicious.
This looks.
All right, go ahead, dig in.
Dig in. Okay.
Dig in. Oh, my God.
Oh yeah.
I
What
don't-
rub is that?
That's my slab father.
Slab father. You know how difficult it
Dude.
is to cook pork and keep it moist? That is really, really
I would
tough.
I wouldn't know. I do it well every time.
You know who would love this?
It's-
The Jews. That's how good this pork
That's
is.
how good it is.
So, Sheed, walk us through this again.
So this is first rubbed and set for a little bit with the slab father rub. Just get a quick little marinade, get the flavor, some time to tighten up on the top because we're going to hit it and sear it immediately. KJ at 350, so the exterior crisps up real nicely. Flip it 2-3 minutes later, same to the other side. Then I rendered out the fat cap on the back end there, so it's not just that tough, mushy cap. You can actually enjoy it. It's like pork butter. Flip it over, then brought it over to the nice, good old-fashioned cast iron. Hit it with that glaze, butter, olive oil, some fresh squeezed orange juice, lime juice, a little bit of salt, garlic, some
Look at that.
oregano. It's perfect.
Look at that.
So that's your orange glaze. That's
the orange glaze right
and
there.
you'll be able to get this recipe like all the other ones on our website. So, and if you ever have a question for Sheed, you can do that through the Shoot to Grill website, or you can go to phillipsbarbecueco.com.
I got questions about the onion stuff and
Oh, yeah.
That's the orange glaze.
Yeah, so I sauteed up the onions first.
Right.
Get them nice and translucent in the butter and olive oil. Mm-hmm. Then poured over that fresh orange juice and lime juice. Mm-hmm. A little salt, a couple cloves of garlic, sprigs of oregano. Let that reduce down. Then set the pork chops in there to get a nice coating on both ends. Every bite's flavorful.
Dude.
15, 20 minutes.
So good.
15, 20 minutes.
Wow, this is so good. Isn't that great?
How do you do like competitions and stuff like that?
I mean, who's going to beat me?
Well, don't you like to slap around
Next thing he's going to say is,
short
you want
white
a
guys?
picture
Don't you
with
like
me?
to slap around short white guys?
Just every other weekend. That's how I stay in shape. That's my workout.
That's not even at a barbecue contest. That's just what he does. Goes down to the mall,
Yeah,
finds them.
Off the
pastime.
bone is great.
Thank you, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
This
so
is
good.
fantastic.
It's a tomahawk chop, so I wanted to serve it up just like you would a steak.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
And pork is not, like I was saying, it's not easy. Like you can you can screw it up easily.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you can overcook it, dry it out, because everybody's so afraid of
Or
pork.
undercook it, it's that all
And when
right.
you undercook, you get sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is perfect. All right. Look, we're going to finish our... Yeah, wipe this off here. We're going to finish our pork chop.
We
Ian
are.
Bagg, that's 2Gs.com. Go see Ian wherever he's at in a city near you. Ian,
Thanks for having me, bud.
thank you, dude. You're next
that.
level cool, so thanks for
good guy.
doing
Thanks,
that.
bud. You guys. This is a great show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
This is
that.
a great idea.
I
It's a
want to
great
be on
show.
your podcast. I want to
want
be
you
on
to
your
be.
HGTV show when it gets picked up.
Yeah.
We'll build a barbecue pit if I do.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. I'll make a cameo coming about. I'll just be
Yeah.
the guy. Who's that guy in the back making brisket?
Who's that old man in the back?
Who's that old Benjamin Button black man in the back?
Who's that guy on the barbecue? Get that walker out of there.
Season 1 was such a success. Season 2, we expect nothing but more success. Thanks to some great people that are making it happen. Bedlam Vodka. By the way, I got some shot glasses if you guys want to do some shots.
Oh, of course.
They are
Of
amazing.
course.
Absolutely amazing
only 8
vodka.
a.m.
Live rebelliously, drink responsibly. BedlamVodka.com. Also, Jarrett Oxendine law firm, oxlawfirm.com. If you're looking to get a divorce or you know somebody that is going to get a divorce, he's the best at what he does. So if you get sick of your wife taking your Sky Miles to bring it all back around
Nice. I'm gonna get them back.
and you move to Atlanta, oxlawfirm.com. AtlantaGrillCompany.com. They'll ship you a Kamado Joe. They'll ship you
Napoleon, they'll ship you coal,
Yoder,
rubs.
whatever. We got a new kind of set design here with the Yetis. They got it all on their website and inside. And we're giving away different things from AtlantaGrillCompany.com on our website that you can use on their website, AtlantaSteakandSeafood.com, CreateGraphix.net, Sheed, PhillipsBarbecueCo.com. And that's just about it. I think we're done.
Love to all.
Yes, love to all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Live
Till
long and
next
prosper.
time. Bye. Big thanks to Northside Tool Rental for sponsoring Shoot to Grill. Any and all of your tool rental needs with 5 Atlanta area locations. From chainsaws to track loaders to wood splitters, I've rented just about everything from Northside Tool Rental. Check them out online, northsidetoolrental.com. Thanks, guys.